On our first edition of Council Connections in Your Neighborhood, we caught up with Councilmember Valerie Nicholas, your representative from Ward 1 at the City of Laurel's second annual health fair. She had some great information for you from what she looks forward to doing for the city in 2019, all the way to her passion of helping the homeless. We're so glad we caught up with you at the city's health fair, Councilmember Nicholas. What do you want your constituents to know about their health?
Know our numbers, yes. I call it the 3 B's plus a C. That's your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your BMI, which is your count of your body, and also your cholesterol. So it's 3 B's plus a C.
Why are the 3 B's and plus a C so important to you?
As I feed the homeless and go around to different communities within the city of Laurel, there's a lot of people that don't know how to manage their chronic illness. They may have diabetes, they may have high blood pressure, and in all of that, I want them to be educated, I want them to eat well, because ultimately, our health is our wealth. It's not our jobs, it's not our education, it's not our homes, or what our credit score number is. Our health is our wealth.
Councilmember Nicholas, we know you wanted to speak quickly on the furloughs and how it was affecting the public, especially those here in Laurel.
I'm so glad that Congress has passed a legislation to put the workers back to work. I just think it's awful. There are quite a few City of Laurel residents that work for the government, and I'm just glad that they're back to work. I pray that on February 15th, when they go back to the table legislatively, that this will never happen again in history.
We heard that you were recently appointed to a committee with the National League of Cities. Why don't you tell us more about that?
I am so excited to be appointed to the National League of Cities Human Development Advocacy Committee. That committee is comprised of a number of council members from across the country. So to be able to sit at the table to talk about best practices and what's going on in their cities and what we can do to improve our city each and every time, I just think it's wonderful. So I look forward to they've got a meeting coming up very soon, so I look forward to that.
There's this new movement called small libraries, and this is something that you're really into. Why don't you tell our viewers more about what a small library is?
Well, what they do is people can build and have a small little wooden house or something in their front yard, and people can come by and take books out, and they can put books in. There is no cost, and it's very educational, and it's a good way to encourage reading in your families. I've seen quite a few that's in a few of the yards here in the city, and what I'd like to do through my nonprofit organization is I can order books, and I'd like to be able to stock those libraries for as long as I can, so to encourage reading for our young people of all ages.
And your greatest passion is helping the homeless. Why don't you tell us how you're involved with that cause?
What you do? Well, every day at 3 a.m. I get up and I prepare meals and I serve them to several City of Laurel residents, and I have several residents that have lost their places to live, so they are a little bit outside of the city. And in some of them, I'm curtailing meals that are for, if they're facing a chronic disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, and making things, healthy choices for them and providing those meals for them. And it's just, for me, it's more than just serving a meal. I want to educate people. I want them to be able to manage their health. That's the ultimate goal, to be able to manage their illness, because they don't know how, especially with newly diagnosed people with diabetes, newly diagnosed people with high blood pressure. They don't know the importance of making sure they check their pressure, making sure what those numbers are and what is a healthy number and when to go to the hospital. With the diabetes, making sure that you be careful of how much sugar intake, and the high foods that are fatty and high cholesterol. They just don't know how to balance those meals, and that's one thing that I really take pride in through my nonprofit as I prepare meals, is that I provide healthy meals. In addition, I also provide hygiene bags. I'm doing a lot of transportation back and forth to people that need transportation to the Department of Social Services. At Selborne House, I go there every weekend and I provide people transportation to go to the grocery stores, to go to the drug stores, and I also have paid for the transportation fee for people that are unable to pay for that $30 fee that is for the city transportation bus that they can use for the seniors. So I've been happy to do that. I've had quite a few people that I've helped, and I'm just delighted to serve. This is my 4th term on the city council, and it's really just been an honor to be able to serve and help people and and be able to, have me as a resource for what their needs are.
We know that opioid awareness and services to help those in need are part of your goals for 2019. Why don't you tell us more?
Epidemic is not just in the city of Laurel, but it's throughout the state of Maryland. I'm very proud of a lot of the legislation and the funding that Governor Hogan has provided to our state. And what I'd like to do is just raise the awareness about the opioid epidemic, educate people about it. In terms of the homelessness, I want to just see people get connected to services. There are more needs than there are funds, but I'm hoping, we can come together collectively and see what we can do to get more people off the streets, to get more people the services they need, whether it may be mental health services, substance abuse, being connected to a job, being connected to family, because one of the other issues is some folks don't have any identity anymore because they've lost their ID. And I know Laurel has played an excellent role in other services that we have here in helping people get their IDs and they provide their address for people to use until they can, get things, back on track for them. And they do wonderful things along with other organizations here throughout the city.
And finally, we know you recently heard about a program that could help those in need achieve the dream of homeownership. I believe it's called NACA. Why don't you tell our viewers about that?
Yes, NAPA is the Neighborhood Assistance Corporation of America. I had the opportunity yesterday to go to one of their workshops that was held. It's a 4-hour workshop. It's pretty lengthy, but it's very, very informative. What they do is they provide assistance for people to buy homes. And that's one thing that I really want to encourage here in the city of Laurel for our renters, to be able to receive those tax breaks and to be able to purchase a home. I just think that, we can provide some education. Maybe we could have a seminar here in the city of Laurel to help people. I think it'll be a lot of traffic. I think it'll be a lot of people that will be interested in that. Everybody, the dream is to, go to college, become a homeowner, and live that American dream. And I want to see whatever I can do to, help people get to where they want to be.
Thank you, Councilmember Nicholas, for taking the time to record our first Council Connections in your neighborhood. Now, if you have any questions for the council member, please call her at 301-725-5300, extension 2120. We look forward to bringing you another Council Connections in your neighborhood in the near future. Thanks for watching.